We are told f and g are functions such that fx equals 12 over the square root of x and gx equals 3 times 2x plus 1. Part A has asked us to find g of 5 for 1 mark. So in this case, all we need to do is substitute 5 for x in g. And what this means is, in g, everywhere we see an x, we're just going to put a 5. So we're going to say g of 5 equals 3 times 2 times 5 plus 1, like that. 2 times 5 is 10, plus 1 is 11, so this means we have 3 times 11, and this equals 33. We can write that in the answer space like this. Now this part is worth 1 mark, and you get 1 mark for the correct answer. Part B has asked us to find g of f of 9. Okay, what this means is, if we expand it, it is asking us to find f 9 like this. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to find f of 9, and then we're going to find g of our result. Okay, so we will say f of 9 equals, well, f is 12 over the square root of x. This will be over the square root of 3, which equals, 9 here. This will be 12 over 3, which equals 4. Now, g of f over 9, so g f of 9, like that, is the same as g of 4. And g of 4, if we plug it in, means we have 3 times 2 times 4 plus 1, which equals 2 times 4 is 8, plus 1 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So we have 27 like that. Get a final answer of 27. Okay? So this part is worth 2 marks. The first mark comes from finding f of 9, as we have done here. And your second mark comes from getting f of the final answer of 27. Part C has asked us to find the inverse of g of 6, okay, for 2 marks. So the first step is going to be finding the inverse of g of x, like that, okay? And the way we do this, what we're going to do is we're going to say that x equals 3 times 2y plus 1. So in fact, what we've taken is we've written y for g of x and then swapped our x's and y's, okay? Now we are going to rearrange for y. So I'm just going to put here in brackets, rearrange for y, okay? First, we're going to divide by 3, so we have x over 3 equals 2y plus 1. And what we've done is we have divided by 3 and divided by 3. We're going to subtract 1 from both sides. So what this means is we're going to get x over 3 minus 1 equals 2y. And what we have done here is minus 1 from this side and minus 1 from this side. And lastly, all we need to do is divide by 2. So we're going to say that y equals half times x over 3 minus 1, okay, like this. And what we've done is we have divided by 2 and divided by 2, and I've just swapped the sides of both things to write everything in terms of y. Finally, we're going to replace y with the inverse of g of x, okay, and we're going to say therefore the inverse of g of x equals half times x over 3 minus 1, like that. So now, coming up here, we're going to say the inverse of g of 6, so g minus 1, 6, equals half times 6 over 3 minus 1. 6 over 3 is 3. Is 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 times a half is a half. So this is going to be half times a 1, which is going to be a half. And we can write that in the answer space like that. So this part is worth 2 marks. The first mark comes from getting an expression for the inverse of g, as we have done here. The second mark comes from a correct final answer of a half.